Hey everyone, Ultima456 here. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update video on what's going to be happening with my channel for the next few weeks. So the first thing is that Dark Souls 3 is going to come out on April 12th. I'm recording this on April 8th and you're going to see this on April 9th. Well, April 9th Australian time, and if you're watching it the day it comes out, then you'll see it April 8th, I guess, if you're in America. So yeah, it's weird. Future, past, time travel. It's so confusing. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to be posting this tomorrow, and there'll most likely be no videos until the 26th at least. Not at least, sorry, at the very most. And the reason for that is because I want to prepare for Dark Souls 3. And what I'm going to be doing to prepare for that is I'm going to be playing it all the way through, like I did with Bloodborne, and then I'm going to make a guide for it, just like I did with Bloodborne. I got a lot of positive comments on my Bloodborne guide. Everyone seems to like it, and I got tons of people saying got the platinum, so that's awesome. And I want to do sort of the same thing for Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 has been touted as the hardest of the series, apparently. There have been some opinions floating around saying it's hard in specific areas and not so much in others. So I'm hoping that, and apparently what's the other thing? Like in Bloodborne, when you can summon the people to help you. So for example, in the first boss battle of Bloodborne DLC, you can summon what's his name? I can't remember his name. But you can summon the two guys to help you do the battle. In Dark Souls 3, apparently those guys are even more tanky and they can take tons of damage. So they're saying that might be easier. But anyway, I have to wait and see and play it myself, and then get the videos out. So I'm going to be concentrating on that. I'll be playing it absolutely crazy. I'm literally going to be setting alarms in the morning so that I can wake up at 8 or 9 o'clock and try and just play as much as possible to get through the game as fast as possible. And then while I'm doing that, writing notes, taking notes, all that kind of stuff to find a way to make it fairly simple to get through the game for people who want to do that. I think that's really what I did with Bloodborne, and that's what I want to do with Dark Souls 3 as well. Now the thing is, I would have had videos ready to go until such time as Dark Souls 3 was ready, and that's why you've seen Firewatch. Well, Firewatch wasn't really part of it, but I did Firewatch after I did Batman DLC, then I did Galaxy the Dimensional, and then yesterday was the final episode of Teslagrad. So those were two really short games. But at the moment, I can't really find anything to do that's bite-sized that I can do really quickly and efficiently, and it can be a good guide sort of system. I just can't, there's nothing. I know it's crazy, I've got so many PS Plus games backed up, but there's nothing that I'm looking at and I'm going yeah, that would be easy to do, or yeah, that's worth doing. So I'm just not going to do anything for the time being. The only exception might be Future EP Deluxe, which I have on my channel. And that's a game developed by Mixed Bag Games. I have all the stages on my channel, and I have the Classic Smasher trophy on my channel, which is one of the harder trophies. Only 6 or 7 people have that trophy, I think. The only exception will be a video to do with Future EP Deluxe. They're Mixed Bag Games. It's been quite a long time since I played that game, but there are 2 stages in the game that, based on the way that the game is designed, it's impossible to get the medals required. And then because it's impossible to get the medals required, you can't get the final trophy, which is to get all 150 medals. So I have 148 out of 150, like many other people do, and I can't get those 2 medals. But I kept looking on Twitter for, the Mixed Bag Games Twitter, and they said that they sent in a patch to Sony QA about, I think they sent one on March 18th, and then they said they'd hear back in a week. That didn't happen, but then they updated it about 8 days after March 18th and said that they would hear back in another week. It's been more than a week now and we still haven't heard anything back. But the fact that Mixed Bag Games sent the patch into Sony QA tells me that we'll be receiving it soon. And apparently Future Idiom EP Deluxe is going to be like a VR game, so there's no reason why they wouldn't patch it to make sure that like all the trophies are obtainable for that reason specifically. So that is the only exception I can think of. If I find something else to do, then I'll post it. But if not, 26th will be definitely the latest amount of time that the first video for Dark Souls 3 will come up. Because really all I have to do, I don't even have to get the platinum myself. All I want to do is like fight all the bosses and then understand how to get all the other trophies. And once I have that, then I can start making the guide. So I'm going to try and do that as fast as humanly possible. I apologize for sort of like the delay and the interim that there's not going to be pretty much any videos, but it's just how it turned out. Really, it's slightly the fault of the release date difference between the Japanese version of the game and the worldwide release of the game, because the Japanese version of the game is already out and it came out on March 24th, and if that had happened, then now it would have been 7, 8, yeah, I would have literally finished Teslagrad yesterday, and then this video would have been the first episode of Dark Souls 3 because I had 2 weeks to play it. So yeah, it's just how it turned out. It's annoying, but that's just how it turned out. Okay, so next thing to talk about is... Okay, yeah. So after Dark Souls 3, to make up for this sort of like interim where I'm not posting anything, after Dark Souls 3, there's almost non-stop until the end of the year, there will be games coming out and games that I'll be doing for my channel. So after Dark Souls 3, it's going to be Uncharted 4. That's like almost a certainty. I think that game comes out in May. And then I've got games planned until the end of the year for sure. Like I can think of at least 6 or 7 games that I'm willing to do. Another thing is that there have been 2 games that came out recently that I was kind of interested in, and I might do on my channel. One of them I will definitely do, and I'm going to mention them here in a sec. And the other one, I'm not 100% sure because I feel like it's really similar to The Binding of Isaac, and that's a huge game. But who knows, maybe I'll do it depending on how it works out. The 2 games that I'm talking about are Enter the Gungeon, that just recently came out. That seems like something really interesting. I think it's a roguelike where it's basically, it looks like Binding of Isaac, like the style of the game. So that's something I'm really interested in because I haven't actually played Binding of Isaac, and I will play it soon. And I'm hoping to do it on my channel as well. Maybe not the entire game, maybe like bits and pieces, specific trophies. Not sure, I'll have to get to that when I get to that. And also I'm not starting that, like, you might be thinking like, why don't you just start Binding of Isaac now in the 2 weeks that you have? Because that game will go forever. Like apparently the platinum in that game is huge and it takes hours and hours and hours. It can take like 1,000 hours because it's a roguelike, similar to, no one played this, Road Not Taken, which is a game that came out on PS Plus ages ago, and also namesake of a poem by Robert Frost. I'm a nerd. No, I just know that because we had to learn that at school ages ago. And the other game is called Salt and Sanctuary, which is like a 2D version of, well, probably 2.5D, a 2.5D version of Dark Souls. So that, I mean, like, more Dark Souls. It's Souls is just the best. Like it's so good. It just honestly is so good. If you've never played Dark Souls, if you've never played any of the Souls games, if you've never played Bloodborne, Demon's Souls as well, the very first one that came out, oh god, they're all so good. Like really, they're awesome. So if you never played them before, watch my Bloodborne guide. Even if you're never going to play that game ever, just watch it. It's like it's fun to, I think that game in particular and Dark Souls and Soul series is such a good game to do for like a guide style. It's really fun. It's an awesome game, and it really makes you feel like you've accomplished something when you beat that game. Because it's also because a lot of the times in certain games you get the opportunity to pick your difficulty level. So like easy, medium, hard, right? Bloodborne, Dark Souls, they don't have difficulty. It's just whatever the creators made, that's what you got to get through. So when you beat it and you play the game, you're like, wow, this is pretty damn hard. So when you beat it, you're like, yeah, awesome, great feeling. Okay, so I guess what I'm going to do, how long have we been going? Almost 10 minutes. I'm almost at the end of this video, but I'm going to close with something that hopefully will drum up a little bit of discussion. I'm going to tell you about the games that I've been playing recently, what I'm sort of like going to go into in the next few days and weeks. Well, it'll pretty much be all Dark Souls 3, but I'll tell you what I've been playing recently. And I want you guys to tell me what you've been playing recently. Tell me like what your current projects are in terms of games, what trophies you're going for, like you're going for a plat in a particular game, what was your most recent platinum, what's interesting to you, just like post in the comments. Like I'll read, I'll message, comment back. I've commented back on pretty much every comment that I've ever gotten, except for one comment. It was ages ago. It was someone who said first, and I was like, even I can't dignify that with a comment. So I'm sorry, and I still remember your name, Justin Presley. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, I couldn't do it. I don't know why. Maybe I should have, because he did subscribe to me and then he unsubscribed after checking my video like 100 million times. That's why, by the way, I think it's episode 8 of Batman Arkham Knight has like so many more views than like all the others. It's so it's like an outlier because he kept checking to see if I posted a comment back. Sorry, Justin Presley. He's gonna be like, how the hell, like what now of all times for him to bring him up? Doesn't matter. All right, so games I've been playing. What have I been playing? I've been playing Danganronpa. Now, if you watched my 100 subscriber special, if you watched that video, I mentioned a particular game that I was like super pumped for, and I couldn't wait because like it's coming out this year. In fact, it's coming out in like 2 months, 2.5 months, I think, almost 3 months. I think it's like the 28th of June or something. It's called Zero Escape 3 Zero Time Dilemma. It's the third in a series of, in a trilogy of sort of visual novel style games, and it's amazing. It's like absolutely amazing. 999 was incredible. Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward, it was incredible. I don't know why this one's called Zero Escape 3. It's kind of weird because it's the third in the series, but technically they didn't call the first one Zero Escape. Maybe they like rebranded the first one as Zero Escape. I don't know. Anyway, anyway, so I've been playing, I went back and I played those two. That was a little while ago, but I played 999, I played Virtual Last Reward because I wanted to get the story back in my brain for the third game, because this game, it's visual novel, so it's all about reading and puzzle solving, pretty good puzzle solving, I'd say. There are some like little annoyances in the game, but apart from that, it's like across the board, it's just an amazing game. So if you haven't played it, it's literally one of the reasons to get a Vita. And the second reason is a game called Danganronpa, which one of my subscribers and good friends now, Chris the Stampeder, told me about. Danganronpa, it's very similar to like in the genre and style of the Zero Escape series, as in it's a visual novel, but also very different in the story, but so enthralling, so gripping, just like really pulls you in. It's like a book you can't put down, but in this case it's a game that you can't put down, not only because the story and the narrative is just incredible across the board, really well written, really well localized. That's an important distinction to make, because the localizers really went above and beyond, and they have especially if you're someone who, like, if English is your first language, this really shows like how much the localizers knew exactly what to, like, which or how the Japanese writers were saying things. And if English is your second language, reading it will give you kind of like a little bit of almost like a background knowledge on the little tricks and little things that we say. Like, I don't know how to sort of put it, but it'll give you an idea of like how English evolves over time, especially recently. Like, we've got words like fleek and savage and bay. You know, those words, like, now in like popular culture, they've become something so synonymous with just like young kids and pop culture, and our language is evolving at such a rapid rate. It's incredible. It's really incredible. So the localizers have done a great job. I don't want to talk too much about what the game's about, because it's one of those games where the title is so weird, and if you look at the art, especially like the box art or even like promotional material for the game, you'll be like, you know, it's kind of a bit thing. But then as soon as you get into it, you're like, this is good. This is really, really good. Everything about it is just so good. So definitely those two games. Reason to get a Vita. I think that they're just amazing games, and I don't want to say enough about it. With Danganronpa 1, if you do choose to play it, the only thing I'll say, a little slow to start, tons of characters, you'll be like overwhelmed. Keep with it, and immediately you'll be like, okay, I'm in it. I'm with it. So those two games, or Danganronpa 1, Danganronpa 2, awesome games. There's another game in the series, like a spin-off called Ultra Despair Girls. I haven't played that yet. I'm gonna play it really soon, in the future, and Danganronpa 3 will be out eventually. So this is like they sort of, it does link, like Danganronpa 1 does link to Danganronpa 2, and then Ultra Despair Girls is somewhere in the middle there too. Like, even if it's like I don't know, I won't say, I'll just say that it does link to the stories. And so Danganronpa 3 is going to carry on after Danganronpa 2. Maybe not directly, but it will link in a certain way. Just like with the first and second, they don't link directly, but they do have links. So those two games are what I've been playing recently. I've also been working on Super Street Fighter 4. I want to get that platinum. I actually have almost obtained it, so I'm actually working towards that. And I'll get it really soon. I'm pretty confident I'll get it really soon, and the 100%. And that will be a really proud platinum, because Super Street Fighter 4, for those of you who don't know, that is a tough platinum. I think it's sitting at 0.85 or 0.86% on the platinum. So yeah, and it's something that's been sitting there on my profile for ages, and I've been meaning to do more. And then I sat down one day and I was like, hey, it worked. I was trying to work on the offline trophies that were really tough, and I managed to do it. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. And that's pretty much it. So in 3 days, 4 days for me right now, I'm going to go straight to the store, pick up Dark Souls 3, come home, immediately play it. I'll be home all day that day. And then every following day, I'm just going to be like playing the crap out of that, just trying to get through it as fast as possible while taking notes and getting it ready for you guys. So hopefully I will be able to do that as soon as possible. Again, apologies for no sort of like videos in the interim. I tried my best, but I didn't realize A, how quickly Galaxy would finish, and B, how quickly Teslagrad would finish. So I thought those would stick over. There was another game I was planning, but it didn't really work out. I'll tell you what it is. It was there was a PS Plus game that came out technically now last PS Plus. I think April's come out already. It was called Flame Over, and it was on the Vita and the PS4. So I was like, this is fantastic. I'll play it on the Vita, I'll learn all about the mechanics of the game, and then I'll make the PS4 guide. But the problem with that is, A, it's going to take me too long to do, and B, the game is actually a lot larger than I thought. Apparently there's like some kind of glitch or exploit that you can take advantage of in the Vita version, but you can't in the PS4 version, and so there's like 35 to 40 hours worth of extra playing the game on the PS4 as opposed to the PS Vita. But they are separate trophy lists, so I was like, oh, this is good, like knock out two birds with one stone. But yeah, I guess I just didn't really have enough time. I mean, if I really wanted to, I probably could have done it. I had like maybe the past 4 or 5 days to do it, but I'm playing Danganronpa 2 at the moment, and I'm trying to get through that. So a little bit selfish of me, but to kind of like ease any qualms, as I said, almost with like 100% certainty, as soon as my Dark Souls 3 first video comes out, it will be non-stop until the end of the year at the very least, and probably on and on and on and on. Another thing I considered doing before I finished was I considered doing episode Duske of Final Fantasy 15 and I think it's called the Platinum demo for Final Fantasy 15. But I didn't really look at episode Duske, but I thought it's probably really short. If I'm wrong, I'll be annoyed, but it's probably really short, and the Platinum demo is also really short. From what I've seen like small snippets of it. So yeah, I'm probably I'm not going to do those, but yeah, like it would have been like 5 extra videos at the most, I'm guessing, like around 5, and I need like 14, so it could have been something, but oh well, I'll just leave well enough alone. That's it, guys. That's pretty much it for this update video. I hope that you guys can hold off for a little bit longer while I get Dark Souls 3 ready. I am still really proud of my Bloodborne guide, apart from the slight mistake that I made. Like episode 44 and to 47 are the ones where I had to redo the whole game. But I did get to show you guys like how to go through the whole game pretty fast. Like not super speed run, but like kind of a speed run. I actually can't believe I did it in like 5 episodes. It was crazy. But I am proud of the Bloodborne playthrough. I want to be just as proud with Dark Souls 3, and of course everything going on from there will still be like as good as I can possibly do it. It's always I have a lot of quantity on my channel, like I post a lot of videos, but I like to think that a lot of it is quality too. Apart from Metal Gear Solid 5, that was not a good idea to do Metal Gear Solid 5 blind, but one of my subscribers asked and I wasn't doing anything at the time, so that's why I did it. Alright, so yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. Thanks for watching this update video. My name's Ultima456 and I'll see you really soon.